studio situation and you are using a sink to wash up your hands or tools, you need to really be conscious of taking care of your drain and making sure it's not getting clogged with clay. The way that I use a system here is I use a bucket in my sink, first of all, for preliminary washing. The preliminary washing will catch most of the clay that's coming off a lot of my tools. But then the secondary thing is down underneath my sink. This is my GLECO trap, the GLECO trap, or I think it's actually pronounced GLECO. The trap is designed to catch sediment. It's great for many different things, not only for potters, but for people who have plaster that they might deal with, like dentist's office and things use this. What I want to show you today is how I go about changing and cleaning out the GLECO trap. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the tripod and I'll show you. The trap has a removable container, and it's also replaceable. You can dispose of the container or you can just empty it and reuse it. And it has a drain tube over here that I'm going to, first of all, drain the water that is in the pipes right now. I'm going to dump it in my bucket. Usually it's about 4 cups of liquid, which is up here in the pipes that wants to drain down. Okay. I can go ahead and shut that. And it has now drained the water level to about here on my trap. Okay. Now I'm going to unscrew the container. There we go. Okay. When I unscrew it, there is a little gasket that's up in here that, okay, I just had to get my fingernail under the gasket there to pull it out. Now, when the trap came, it came with 2 containers, and it also came with 2 gaskets. I'm just going to inspect the gasket that came out. Seems to be fine. I'll hold it up, make sure it does not really seem to be stretched, so that seems like everything is okay. Now I'm going to put a little bit of petroleum jelly or Vaseline type stuff on it. They want you to do this every time you change the container, because a little bit of friction can cause issues. Now I'm going to just change my container and then I'll show you how I'm going to empty that in a minute as well. Now that I have petroleum jelly on my gasket, I'm now going to hold this back up in here and screw it in nice and tight. Okay. And I should be all ready to go. Okay, now that I've taken it off, you can see there's a fair amount of sediment. I actually could have let this go a little while longer before emptying it, but I wanted to show you this today for a video. I'm just going to take my bucket and pour off the water, and when I start to get to the sediment, I'll go a little slowly because that is pretty much just water. Now the sediment, you can see I only have about 1 inch down there. Quite often I've had it where I might have, it full up to the line. So at this point, with this kind of nasty sediment down in there, if it's real thick, you may use a tool or a scraper. I am just going to dispose of this, and I have to admit, it stinks because that dark gray stuff that you see there, that's actually mold, because it has been sitting, it's like part of your sewer line basically, even though it's just, rinse water from my sink. I am going to get something to kind of scrape it out a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to get something here to kind of scrape that out, get some of the nastiness out. I don't have to have this entirely clean, but I did want it to be clean enough that it doesn't have very much in there. I just put a little water in this to give it kind of a quick rinse. Dump that out. Okay. The last thing I'm going to do now that I have emptied this out and I've kind of given it a little rinse is, it is kind of, you know, a little bit nasty with the dark. I put some cleanser in there, a little bit of Comet that has a little bit of bleach. I'm going to just let it sit there for a while, and then I will end up by actually kind of scrubbing it out after it has a chance to sit. So I hope that this solution has been helpful to some of you to see how I deal with clay in my home studio situation in my sink.